I mean, I doubt you guys would be upset if you guys couldn't hear me over the music, because this is a banger. So, the Brainwash units in this game are, honestly, all generally pretty damn fucking good. But it's fine overall. Well, it's good music. I doubt... Are you really complaining about the music being loud? Come on now. The only Brainwash cats you have are Axe and Titan. I literally did one rare ticket draw earlier, and I got a Brainwash Gross. I got so fucking lucky. Brainwash... I'll talk about Brainwash Tank in a second. Okay, so Brainwash Cat, right? Let's start with Brainwash Cat. So fucking lucky, I know. But so it's a normal meat shield, 2-second recharge time, not a lot of HP. However, it has a 30% chance to dodge Blacks and Aku. The fact that a fucking Brainwashed unit at level 1 has a better chance to dodge than an evolved Tetsukachi, actually it's a triple chance to dodge than fucking Tetsukachi. It's kind of a shaming, but 30% chance to dodge Black and Aku. Honestly, both really good targets. And then with the true form, he gets that same thing, but also for Relic. He gains targeting against Relic, and he has the same speed as Crazed Cat, meaning that you know how people whenever they're like taking a stage super seriously, they'll do Crazed Cat and Manic Eraser, so that their speeds align. Yeah, this guy can be used for that. So, and he's only slightly more expensive than Crazed Cat. The only Brainwash you have is Gross. That's a good Brainwash to have. But yeah, like, this guy's really good. I think a lot of people underestimate him. But, like, he can be used as a normal... I think that's only Manic. I think Manic Cat... Hold up. Battle Cat... I think that's only Manic, because I'm fairly certain... Oh, no, okay, so Manic's 28, okay. But, however, Sorry, I guess I'm a little wrong about this, but it's a close enough speed that he can still, you know, align with Manic Eraser. You don't think anybody underestimates Brainwash Mohawk? I don't hear him being talked about. Anytime I hear somebody talking about meat shielding against Relic and Aku, they mention Cone, Cactus, Modern Cat. They mention all the ones that can actually take hits rather than dodge. I don't hear him talked about enough, so... Yeah, 18 movement speed is good, but Manic Mohawk is very fast, so... He is very limited, though. That's his only problem. That's the same problem that all Brainwash have. You know, but, like, I do think he's not talked about enough, because having a 30% chance to dodge against Black, Relic, and Aku, you can use Cone and this guy, and you don't even need any research combos, because chances are you're not going to have anything pushing through them. Red is hard... What? We're not talking about red, but whatever. Yeah, this guy's really cool. I also really like his design. Like, look at this. Bro's got a sweet-ass haircut, you know? Badass. I mean, I would look bad if I had that haircut, but he pulled it off. Curse Immune is funny and useless considering he gets one shot by every relic. Wait, I never realized that. You can't be cursed if you're dodging, so what is the point in having Curse Immune? Maybe Curse Base? Because Curse Base doesn't deal damage. Yeah, I think the Curse Base is the only thing that can actually curse, that could actually curse this guy. True Form is not that hard to get. Honestly, none of the Malevolent stages that I know of are actually all that hard on their own. But the one that has all of them, that's obviously hard. But yeah, that's Brainwashed Cat. Really good fucking anti-Black, Relic, and Aku meat shield. So sweet. But I say it's not that hard. The Malevolent stages are endgame stages, so like if you got this guy into the future, you're not going to actually get his true form until way later on, unfortunately, but I mean it's still definitely worth it. Brainwash Titan stage is pretty hard. I've never done it, so I don't know. Next up, Brainwash Tank. You tried to get Malevolent Tank once, got absolutely rolled. Well, maybe you were just underprepared, you know? Huh, okay. So apparently this one's hard. Never tried it. Cheaper than normal Eraser, only 210. With insanely tough against traitless. So, I mean, for an anti-traitless meat shield and having the same speed as Brainwashed Manic, Brainwashed Mohawk, I mean. I honestly think he's pretty damn good. Good speed. Like if you want a faster. Oh, sorry. I meant more expensive than Eraser, not less expensive. Sorry. So it is slightly more expensive than Eraser. However, probably better than Haniwa in terms of anti-traitless meat shielding, just because typically you're not going to want a super slow meat shield just because of unit stacking. However, I didn't realize how bad his recharge time is. It's double that of a normal meat shield. I don't like that. I think this guy's worse than I thought he was. Yeah. The Malevolent Sages, if you're in endgame, chances are you can beat them all. The speed increases the only thing that really changes in true form. Well, and insanely tough. But yeah, he's not that great, but pretty good Sorry. A pretty good specialist meat shield, I'd say. Kind of like Catalyte Ramen. The only difference is that he doesn't have DPS. He does not have damage. So, yeah. But he does have speed, so take what you will with that. Probably one of the worst Brainwashed, right? But actually also a fairly good traitless meat shield, to be honest. Because Strong Against giving him, what, 20,000 HP? I didn't actually do the math for how much HP the Eraser does. I think he probably has, what, 50,000 something like that. But having a specialist meat shield it's not something you're going to use all that often. Yeah, exactly, Globby. Only OK Axe version is crazed though, true. But this guy does have weird immunities. Honestly, this guy could be used as an anti-traitless meat shield. An expensive one. But 20,000 damage plus having relatively good DPS on them with a mini-wave. Not terrible. Better recharge time than the tank, so. You know, whatever. I'm not gonna go too in depth to the ones that I don't really know anything about. Like, I talked about Brainwashed Cat for quite a while, but, like, I'm probably only going to talk about Gross, Fish. Yeah. Gross, Fish, and normal Cat are probably all the ones I'm going to talk about. Speaking of Gross, in False Resurrection, I don't know what that stage is. I don't know stage names, but probably the best. This is probably the best of the Brainwashed. Let's look. Some thigh highs right there. But yeah, so 350 range, with pretty much the exact same stats throughout all the forms. The only difference being the surge. So with the level 3 surge attack, it quadruples this DPS. If it lands, because albeit the surge is inconsistent, I think. You think Crazy Sexy is better? I actually disagree, because this one's damage is just so much better. Surge is better in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Is Insanely Tough most likely the same as Insane Damage? I think Insanely Tough is 6 to 7 instead of 5 to 6. So, I think. But yeah, like I think Surge is better just because of the better damage. Because the higher level wave doesn't increase your damage, it just increases how much land you cover. Meanwhile, this one can still snipe enemies while also having the higher DPS thanks to the level 3 Surge. Because even though it has single targeting, you can... Okay, so counting for the single targeting, you can say that this thing has an area attack with a 3000 DPS. Which something for only 600 cost, while, I mean, you can stack fairly well with the 350 range. It's pretty damn good. And the true form, you can multiply that by 4 and get 4k DPS. Hydrate? Okay. Okay. Saying that a unit is better and saying that a unit is harder to obtain are two very different things. Just an FYI on that. Yes, it's harder to get, but it's also better. So, you know, yeah. But I definitely say this one's better than Crazy Sexy Legs. Or Crazy Legs, whatever. I would definitely say that. Uh, is there anything else for me to talk about this one? Like, the only downside is the recharge time being 30 seconds. Brainwashed Eraser has like 48 to 49,000 HP against trailers, something like that. At level 30, mind you. Yeah. If you combine them, they are very good because they are both very cost efficient. Like, you know what? I'll go ahead and, since I said I'll go a little more in depth, I'll go ahead. Why is the one link that I want not there? Okay. I'll go ahead and do this. Just don't use it against Counter Surge. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. But yeah, like, Manic Macho Legs has more base DPS, but it's only doubled thanks to the level 4 wave. So it's 2500 DPS compared to 4k DPS, 4.4k DPS. Well, it honestly, thanks to the single, it still does have its base attack as well, so you can essentially multiply it by 5. So 5.5k DPS essentially. Against the one thing it hits with its single targeting. But then they have the same recharge time, very similar HP, very similar stats just in general. Only difference being wave versus surge, and okay, so what? This reaches 1,000 range, just about, right? Am I wrong about that? So the level 4 wave would reach 1,000 range, meanwhile this one can only reach up to 600. So if you want to snipe things, this guy is definitely better, but chances are you'll still be able to snipe a majority of backliners with the 600 variation. So, Cappy Kawano's counter surge does not do much, just because you're going to have immune to surge anyway. But yeah, but you can definitely use these two together, since they are very cost efficient. Very incredibly cost efficient. Sexy Legs is ass in mid game though? I don't know about that. Because honestly, being able to snipe things in the back, it's pretty damn good. You just have other units that you're going to prefer, because by that time you have Courier, you have Slime. Like, basically, once you get Slime, you're not going to want to use Manic Macho Legs. That's the thing, right? Once you get Slime, you already have your waiver. You don't need Macho Legs. But that doesn't mean that Manic Macho Legs is any worse. Yeah, definitely great chipper. Absolutely. Normal Macho is very outclassed. The Normal Macho having Sean against Alien makes no sense, and he's not even that good, so I'm not even going to mention him. But anyway, Brainwashed Cow. Cursing for some fucking reason. Against Black and Aku. I don't understand why this unit is the way it is. It's not good. It doesn't even have the crazed variant's area attack. It just straight up has single attack with Curse. Like, why? I mean, its targeting is also bad, because what kind of blacks are you cursing? What black does anything? We're still talking about Brainwashed Eraser? It does have one knockback, so it doesn't get juggled easily. But yeah, if it had immune to knockback, it would be good for Mole. I'll be honest. But it is this is very ass. Dark Joe and Okame? I mean, maybe Okame, but like, I feel like... I don't know. It's outclassed by Dazzly, so true. But like, honestly, like, I wish it targeted Angel so that it at least had a good target. It at least had a good use of destroying Papu, right? Because the problem with Papu is that your only chance is like Baker Cat, and Baker Cat's slow as shit. So if Baker Cat dies before reaching Papu, then you're kind of screwed. But this guy has good speed, so he'd actually be able to get in there. So like, we have delivery already. I forget about delivery. How do you even get delivery? I don't remember. But I did forget that cafeteria curses. I always forget that. I just think of it as... I don't even know what I think of it as. I just forget about cafeteria. But I wasn't even mentioning that. Just because that unit exists doesn't mean this one would be any worse. That's how I look at it, as an individual thing. So you can use Brainwashed Lion for Papu, because speed and stuff. He's an event? Yeah, I knew he's an event. I just don't remember what event it is. But yeah, that's Brainwashed Cow. Brainwashed Bird is actually pretty good. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have enough range to actually get that much usage. But having these immunities, having immunity to waves and surge while being pretty damn good against traitless. I mean, what? That's 10k DPS with this spammability. The only problem really being its cost, honestly. That's really its only problem is the cost. But this guy, like, if this guy outranges a traitless enemy that you're struggling with, use him. Like Dober, Corey. I don't know Cappy's ranges, but don't use him against them, I'm assuming. Yeah. Well, you say any traitless wave enemy. How much range does Hermit have? I don't remember. Mr. Mirror, that's another good one. Okay, so this is like the one traitless. Yeah, Hermit has too much range, unfortunately. But this guy's still really good. I just wish he had more range. That's his only problem. But like at the same time, he's really good against the things he does out range. Praise Gross is super early game. Yeah. And this guy can absolutely destroy that. You could use him on Board Junior, that is true. Just beware that Board Junior is really fast, so you gotta be careful. Fish. This guy is really... I think this guy has my favorite design of the Brainwashed, and one of my favorite designs in the game, because I love this design. Rich Cat is good. Where are you getting Rich Cat from? But yeah, this guy, really fucking good. He's really good, and he looks really cool, too. So the curse actually can be used against zombies. Because you'd be surprised. Curse against zombies, like, pretty much every zombie has some sort of status. And so you can actually get good use out of this thing's curse, along with really good HP, really good damage, and really good recharge time against zombies. And not even just against zombies. You can use this along with Manic Island as just, you know, a general tanker. And, you know, it'll work very well. This guy is very good. If you think Manic Island is good, this guy's good too. And honestly, you don't even need the true form. The true form doesn't add much. All it adds is the curse and the toxic immune. Those are the only two things it changes. And honestly, with being immune to toxic, I actually see this guy being really good against the ostrich, the zombie ostrich. Also, yeah, Dabu. Dabu is actually really good. Good point. But yeah, like this guy, like this thing's just good, you know. And then also the curse. Does curse also affect the zombie ROS? I actually have no idea. Ostrich, yeah. You think the can almost solo the zombie clown out? I don't doubt it, honestly. But yeah, like he's one of the best anti-zombies that you're going to get that isn't an Uber. I'm gonna be honest. Zealous has too much base DPS? Damn. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this guy's still really good. And then Brainwashed Lizard. Doesn't this just have immunities? Yeah, it's literally just another Manic King Dragon, but with immune to waves and freeze. Which I'm not... Well, it's not even Manic King Dragon, it's just another King Dragon with immune to waves and freeze. So, like... Yeah, you know. Zombie Bear, that is true. Cadaver Bear. You're not on Zeal yet, but Zeos... Zeos is not quite hell like Emost because it doesn't push as well. However, Zeos does have Toxic, which is a problem. And it's also a Sage. It being a Sage makes it hard to debuff and stuff, so it is kind of hell. Emost is free? You're lying. Does Crazy Dragon have more DPS? I can look. Notice how the browser does not pull up what I'm, like, exactly what I'm typing. Okay, so at level 30, 3k DPS, at level 30, less than 3k DPS. So it has worse stats than Manic King Dragon. Because it also has straight up less range. Oh, but it does have more HP. Consider that. But last one is Brainwashed Titan. Worse than Little King Dragon. Little King Dragon is probably the best dragon variant. Let's be real. Having 400 range with immune to Surge and that mini wave is actually really good. But I do like Brainwashed King Dragon. It's not the best, but it is good. And then Brainwashed Jamira, having that Savage Blow, like, I mean, unfortunately, he does suffer the same thing as all the other Titans, which he just gets pushed and he dies pretty quickly, and he's not very cost efficient. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's not very cost efficient. His damage, sure, is good, and he has decent immunities, but unfortunately, he ain't cutting it. It's unfortunate, but he ain't cutting it. The little cats are hard to get, though. They're easier to get than these guys. Are you kidding me? This is probably like the best Titan. Yeah, it's the best Titan, but the problem is that it's a Titan, you know? It's just unfortunate. But he is cool. I do like him. Cool dude. It's a staller? A staller for 2K? No. What about Craze, though? Craze Titan, Craze Jamira has a wave, which at least gives him a niche. He might die from rapid attackers. He's got a very good chance of doing that. But yeah, this Manic Jamira has more HP, more base DPS, and an actually good, like, niche. And slightly more speed. To be fair, the attack animation is longer. I will say that. It is longer attack animation. But having the added niche of having a wave that's this long is nice. Like, that at least gives him some outside usage. Meanwhile, this guy is strictly meant to be a damager. Craze version is absolutely better. Also, welcome Gondler. Once you have gotten Green Shell and Egg Pod, honestly, those two are far better at stalling than this guy. I did hydrate, by the way. Whenever I go quiet like that after hydrate, chances are I'm taking a sip of something. But yeah, Titans are just not cost efficient whatsoever. Unfortunately. If you guys did enjoy, please do come back for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!